me know if you notice anything screwy, because I taught myself web design, or come introduce yourself. I love meeting new people. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. Was the paper bag on your head, was that like practice for the gig?
I was too embarrassed to take myself.
I like that. And the other thing that I noticed was, like, you said you were really a pet peeve was dogs that look like rats. Is that because their owners look like rats too? Does anybody notice that? Dogs and their owners? Or maybe it's just me. Next up, we've got Steve Pantazis. Am I saying that right, Steve? Come on, Pantazis. He's a Chicago architect. His passion for architecture has been carried over into community service, where he hopes to see more people, architects especially, engage their community. Come on up, Steve.
Thank you. This boring picture is a screenshot of a blog I write called Archiprose, and the idea was originally conceived to be a resource for architects and designers to find volunteer opportunities. And one of the reasons I came up with the idea is because in March of this year, like so many other architects and engineers in the construction trade, I was laid off, which means I had a lot of time on my hands. So I started volunteering more. That's me, third from the left. I started volunteering for not-for-profits, but around the same time I started hearing stories of architects who were offering to work for free. And I thought, why would you whore yourself out like that? And I apologize to any hookers out there, because whores get paid. That's me, second from the right. So I thought, if there was a resource to get these mostly young architects to apply their skills and their efforts to non-for-profits and community service organizations, both parties would be, I think, better off. So the blog was born, and I made it a blog because, first of all, it's free, and secondly, I have an opportunity to write about my experiences. The layout's very simple. I got a list of organizations there, and my opinions on the left. You can skip over that if you want, but I just want to talk today about some of the better experiences I had. Maybe some of you might find something you like and you might want to get involved with. This is Chicago Architecture Foundation. They have many programs. This one is called Saturdays in the Studios, and they essentially mentor high school students in different aspects of the profession. One Saturday might be model making, one might be portfolio making, etc. This is an organization called Architecture for Humanity I started working with 3 or 4 months ago, and at the time they were in between projects, so they sort of had this open call for ideas. So I went out in my neighborhood of Uptown and talked to some people that run shelters and pantries, and I brought a project in. It's a shelter. They run a shelter of 2 buildings. One is 5 stories, this one, and one is 2 stories across the street. And this is a shot of the roof that they eventually want to be a green roof. They're re-roofing it right now with donated materials and volunteers. And across the street is a 2-story building. The first floor is a cafeteria that was originally designed, that's a picture there, originally designed to serve 75 meals, and today serves 400 meals 3 times a day. The second floor is dedicated to single mothers and their kids, and each floor in these buildings were separated by the type of person. So it would be single women, single men, families, seniors, and in this case single mothers with their kids. And here's a shot of the inside. What they've done here is push bunk beds together and tie sheets around them to create this sense of privacy or a room. And I just wanted to give you guys a sense of the living conditions there. So they need a lot of design services, a lot of help, and we took a little piece. It's this loading dock that we're going to convert most of it into a main entry. They don't have a proper entry in their opinions, and we still need volunteers for this and another project in Uptown if you guys are interested. This is an organization called Architreasures. They host design charrettes throughout the year, and it's usually in a low-income to mixed-income community. And here you can see they're having community input, and they divide people up into tables. Each one is headed by an architect or a designer. And you just sketch out ideas of what it's mostly kids would want to, how they would want to see their areas improved. So this is the area they picked, and they said on the left, the older kids hang out. On the right, the younger kids hang out. So let's have a playground for the younger kids, and the older kids will provide benches and stuff, because they would sit up the steps of the porches, and it was difficult to get past them when they did that. Also, whenever somebody wanted to barbecue, they were hauling the grill up and down. So here's the after shot, and I was really surprised and impressed by the quality of materials and the craftsmanship. You can see the concrete benches are inlaid with ceramic tile, and they're anchored to foundations on steel posts. So that was really surprising to me to see, because they hire youths from the community to build this stuff under the supervision of people who do this for a living. And you can see here's the playground side. It's a stainless steel tube that they're hanging on, and in the background a concrete water monster that doesn't look like much, but they were really enjoying it when I was there. So I was really impressed by the quality. This is an organization called Converge Exchange, and they hosted a symposium in March of this year that the intent was to bring nonprofits and activists together to exchange ideas. And the reason I'm bringing them up today is because there's another symposium or workshop or lecture series coming up in October. We're solidifying the date still, but please refer to their websites, my blog, Archiprose, and it's going to be October 20th through 22nd. It sort of surrounds an architect named Sergio Pallaroni, who's relatively well known worldwide and who builds affordable housing for very poor areas, but he mostly works in Mexico. And what I wanted to show you was the housing that the government is providing at the top, and it's got, the problem is it has no orientation to the site, no orientation to the community, and the challenge is to move mostly Mexican Indians out of these makeshift housing on the bottom there into proper housing. So what he does is he goes into these areas and teaches them how to build houses from materials on site. So they're using techniques that have been forgotten, like building houses from adobe brick. Now they're able to pass these down through generations, and they live in houses that are much better for them and are oriented to the site and to the community properly. This is another boring screenshot of a new program. I don't have a good picture because it's new, but it's through the AIA, and they pair young architects with fellows. Peter Exley is a member of one of the mentors on this, and we're going to do a community service project. We don't know what yet. This may not look like it's related to the presentation, but we started fostering Fiona through an organization called New Leash on Life, and I know it's not related to any design or professional field, but we had such a good experience with them that I wanted to mention them, and I want to thank Matt Dumich from the YAF for putting my name in, and all of you for listening. Thank you.
Steve, thanks for that. You know,